About last night's challenge, the Fast and the Furious, where you guys were kind of superheroes almost. There was a lot going on there, but one of the big blow-ups was Nelson, actually, who blew up at Anissa, claiming that she kind of threw the challenge on purpose, which we've seen before, but not necessarily from Anissa. What are your thoughts on all this?
I don't necessarily think that is what went down. There are just certain challenges that people are going to excel at, and there are certain challenges people aren't. And Anissa has never necessarily been a climber. I mean, this was a very, very, very difficult physical challenge to do. And that's never really been, I feel like, when it comes to being nimble and when it comes to body control and that sort of thing, that's never necessarily been Anissa's strong suit. She's always been more of someone who's able to body the other girls, and she's really good, with her mind and thinking through strategic things. So I just think, Nelson, for a guy who is so competitive, okay, and wants nothing more than to succeed and to win, to continue to lose, I think that's what it was. I think it was just his frustration boiling over. Now, if you want to, I think the real person that should have been upset with this should have been Nany for being on a team with Jordan. Jordan was clearly someone who did not perform as well as he potentially could have. And again, I mean, you see this Jordan and Tori storyline is going to keep popping up where they're obviously here together. They are, engaged. They're soon to be married. I mean, they're obviously going to look out for the other one. But what's going to start, what ends up happening is their interests in the game and what they're after and what they're fighting for is not going to fall in line with what everybody else is after.
Well, I'm curious because you're sort of saying that maybe the Jordan and Tori storyline is going to play out. What about Bayleigh and Swaggy C? Are we going to see kind of the same alliance, maybe not lining up with the rest of the group? Or are they falling more in line with the rest of
the difference is Swaggy C and Bayleigh aren't necessarily out there chomping at the bit to go into elimination to win a Red Skull. They're playing, they're playing the Big Brother game, which is we're going to just sit back in the cut. We're going to listen. We're going to not talk. We're not going to put any targets on our back, and we're just going to let everybody else kill themselves off. And, I mean, it's not necessarily the worst strategy in any other season. However, what's different about this season, obviously, is you are going to have to go in to get a Red Skull at some point. You're going to have to go into elimination. So you're only going to be able to kind of sit back for a finite period of time. So, it's kind of different. Tori and Jordan are out there. They've made it. They've put it out there in the open. They made everybody aware that we want to go in. We want to get our Red Skulls. We want to help the other one make it to a final. Right. Swaggy C and Bayleigh are on a little bit different side. They're like, listen, we're just going to sit here. We're just going to play the game, and we're just going to, take it day by day.
What do you think of the twist this season about sort of having to go into elimination in order to run a final?
I love it. I mean, listen, out of my 20 seasons that I've done, I think maybe 2 seasons I haven't seen an elimination. So I know showing up every season, I am going to see 1, if not 2, potentially 3 eliminations. That's just the nature of the beast, right? The longer you're there, the bigger the target on your back is, you're going to have to show up. There's other people, though, that have managed to formulate a game based on intimidation tactics, based on, strategy, based on, just remaining neutral and playing the political game where they managed to skate through season after season without seeing elimination. And that's never been me. And I've always been the type of person where the few times that I have gone to a final without seeing elimination, there was just something inside me that I didn't feel like I deserved to be there. I almost feel like if you're going to make it to a final, and if you're going to be one of the last men or women standing, then you should have to, to at least prove that you deserve to be there that season. I don't believe in this whole earn your stripes forever. It's like, I feel like every season, you know what, you need to show up because everybody here is fighting for the exact same thing. And the final last season of World of Worlds 2, I mean, you had, I think, 12, 13 people there.
Yeah.
9 of the 12 people never saw an elimination the entire season. The other 3 saw multiple eliminations. And to me, as a competitor, if I was on a team of, however many, 7 other people and none of us had seen an elimination, I'd feel, not so great. I feel like, it was almost kind of like a cheap way to get there. So
You know, you've done 20 seasons, you've said. So I'm curious, in your professional challenge opinion, who do you think is the dark horse this season from both the men's side and the women's side?
Dark horse on the women's side, I think, is Casey. She has not necessarily, you know, she really hasn't put herself out there. She hasn't been involved in any of the drama. Right. She's really kind of kept a low profile. And I mean, she won Big Brother, which is obviously a feather in her cap. And up to this point, she's played a very cagey game, and I have no idea where she's at. I don't know if this is if she really is this quiet of a person and she stays out of things, or if this is part of her strategy and she's secretly plotting behind everyone's back. And I mean, the girl's super fit, super athletic, and is really good at, you know, you haven't heard a peep about her. This girl just won. She's coming off a Big Brother win. She is arguably, I think, you know, one of the most accomplished rookies there, prospects, and you haven't heard a peep about her. I think for the guys, I think dark horse. I don't know if you consider Fessy a dark horse. I mean, because just look at the guy's stature. But again, he has really maintained a very low profile up to this point. You'd think coming in that because of, you know, the guy's his past and you know, the fact that he's an athlete and, you know, that he would have already kind of been involved in some sort of dust up or some sort of drama. He hasn't. And he's also maintained a very low profile, and he's been able to kind of just intermingle himself with everyone. So I think Casey and Fessy, and it's no shock that they're both from, you know, the Big Brother world.